Hello, y'all. I'm Divine Celiane. I am back. Yes, I am back with a message. How you doing? Um, Today is gonna be a pretty serious message, and I had prepared myself for it. So there may be some tears today. Um, because I'm feeling some particular energies, and I want these energies to understand, and these people to understand. I understand. There are some people out there that need some healing through the attacks, and they're feeling broken. And that's what I'm going to touch on today. So you might see me emotional, which is all right. Um, but I wanted to let these people know I feel you. I feel you. And of course, I pulled my Divine Abundance cards. So let me say this, especially for this one. If you are triggered, if you feel lost, and you need someone to talk to, you have programs like Better Health, and some of you have insurance. Please go and sign up to see a therapist or a counselor or a spiritual advisor. Okay? I am a spiritual advisor as well. I am a personal emotional consultant, but I am not a licensed therapist. I am an ordained minister. So please seek professional help if that's what you need. Okay? And this will trigger some people, so I'm going to give you a trigger warning. Some of you may get emotional. I understand. Because I'm emotional making it. Because I've been through it. So let's get to it. I have been looking at multiple things on YouTube dealing with race, the politics here, beyond. You have so many things going on, right? And part of my job is to pay attention to them all and to bear witness. That's part of my job. So I'm seeing races of people still shitting on each other, but I'm seeing a lot coming together. I saw YouTube where France got on, and paraphrasing, summarizing, France got on the president because of in their words, his lack of due diligence. Africans are now waking up, which hit me because I'm like, in 2024, you are still raping my land. And I know African people do not claim me because I'm mixed with white blood and other blood, which is perfectly fine. I don't need you to. I'm going to love you anyway. That is your problem. But it was sad to me because it's like, what is the hatred? Well, it's easy. I always say racism is political and it's based on economics. And it is. Because you shit on the people so you can rape the land. That's all it is. You just needed to go in and control. Right? And then the European countries take our artifacts all over the world and act like it's yours, and it ain't yours. It's how people are acting. Same thing with the Trump thing. Is getting me is my own people want Trump. That's a criminal. And forgive what I'm about to say. That's how a nigga act. Not a black person. I'm sorry, there's a distinction in my mind. And a nigga, as my grandfather used to tell me, can be anybody. And so you have the chosen people selecting a bully. But let that have been a black person who did that. And that's what my people are forgetting. And this is not a race thing. This recording is not a race thing, but this is what I'm thinking. Let that have been a black person that was president and did that. They'd be up underneath the Capitol and never heard of again. But because this person is has people in his pocket with money, and if he falls, many people fall. Gotta protect it. And my people are jumping on the bandwagon because or other people jumping on bandwagons for other reasons, not knowing how stupid they look. This is all a test. And that's what people don't understand. This is all a test. China creating fake products, poisoning their people. I feel so much for the Chinese youth being sold a lie, just like our youth in the United States. And the government not backing them up, but I stand behind them because they have the courage to stand up despite what could happen to them. But then China trying to go into Taiwan and take over because their leadership has failed them. The Russian-Ukraine war is still going on, trying to start World War III. Israeli and Palestine. And then people trying to make folks choose. You don't make anyone do anything that they don't want to do. They don't have to speak on anything if they don't want to. You don't make anyone do anything like that. And it's like, well, this atrocity is more than this one, and this one's more than this. No, you can't compare atrocities. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't compare slavery to the Holocaust. Two different things. You can't compare Hiroshima to what's going on now in Israel. You can't compare atrocities in every race, in every culture. Mine was worse, mine was worse, mine was worse. And then I'm sitting up here because, you know, I believe in loving everyone. And I was sitting up here thinking, the richest culture in the world is the one who treated my people first. And I have to love them. And it brought tears to my eyes. Because I asked my Father, when will they see? There's no point. But then you have some very beautiful people that get up and help others no matter where they come from, no matter what race they are, culture they are. They just see people. And then I see monks and all these other people talking about compassion, but I'm not seeing them do the work outside. They're either stuck in a monastery. They're not walking amongst the people like my father did, some of them. So they have acquired self-compassion and compassion for people. What are you doing with it? Why are you not out in the world teaching it and spreading it? What good is it if you keep it to yourself? Like many people, the why. And then here again in the United States, going after a president, making fun, no respect. That's not how it was when I was younger. Making fun, blaming a head. And yeah, I know the head gets it, right? But you're not blaming the people in Congress you voted in that's doing the shenanigans. He just signs the deal or says no. They're the ones who drafted. And it was people that your past president put in, trying to create a totalitarian society. And they're trying to push it even more because people are waking up, because blacks are waking people up. Native Americans are waking people up. Native Americans don't like us. We keep following after them. They don't like us. But still, what was done to them was not right. And there were black Native Americans here, very dark skin. And some of them still claim that because that's what they are, right? And a lot of us are so far removed from that. But you have people that go in places and play mind games. And they're mad now. Europeans are mad. Whites are mad now because everyone's waking up and seeing the lie. Seeing China's lie. Seeing the brutality North Korea. Brutality in Russia. Seeing, we see. But a lot of people ain't doing. So, in looking at all of this, the question, how am I supposed to love them? That's what you sent me to do. Many of the chosens to do. How are we supposed to love them? The very people that abuse our people. And now I'm not just talking about blacks. I'm just talking about how am I supposed to love them? But what started it was, how am I supposed to love them? So then Spirit said, I'm gonna have you start with the people that treated your people first and taught everyone else how to do it. I'm like, for real? Dang. Right? But it was bigger than that. It wasn't just them. And it wasn't just a race thing. It became a chosen versus karmic thing, a them thing. And I'm tired of talking about them because they're not the focus. They're only a small piece to this puzzle. See, we're tested all the time. And someone was asking me, if God knew it was going to be this way, why isn't he helping? Because he handed us over. Because in his eyes, we are made imperfect. It's kind of like when someone, like now, right? Someone in the universal community is trying to steal what you made. When you make something, you put your heart and soul into it, and someone else touches it. It changes it where it's no longer yours. So if you believe the Adam and Eve story and man being created, right? Lilith was already actualized. She said, hell no. And she chose hell. There's a reason. Because God had ego. Then made Eve. And Satan decided, no, they need to know. Once they knew, it already knew what was going to happen. And got cast down or out in a place where fallens were already here. We were no longer seen as the creation, even though we're the creation. We were seen as, you're mine, but you're not mine. You're not what I made. Satan, you can have him. You ruined my creation. God doesn't put his hand in here because it sends us to do it. It can't. It gave it over. What that looked like, giving it over and then, no, I'm going to take it back. No. It gave it over to Satan. They belong to you now. If anyone has to help, it's Satan. And Satan don't. It's a test. It was a test even for Satan. It was set up way back. And we always ask why. Why does God allow? My question to you is, why aren't you doing? If God gave you the wherewithal to do. But I'm going to go back to this. See, chosen star seeds, true chosen star seeds and indigo children, feel the pain of this plane. Many are shamans and helgas, right? And when we are harmed, many make fun of us for walking away or avoiding. My father would avoid the confrontation because he already knew. A lot of times we endure being laughed at, made fun of, shunned, misunderstood, jealousy, envy, yet no one wants to walk our path of pain. No one wants to walk it. I guarantee you, very few if anyone could walk my Father's path. In the Philippines, they used to have it where someone would reenact it, even to the point of getting hung up and walking that. And each person that has made a Jesus movie and played Jesus has had an experience for a reason, because you decided to put that shell on. So you're going to experience it. Those of us, I don't know if you notice, that commit to walk the path of love, which is the path of my Father, gets what he got. Because that's what the path requires. I'm going to keep it real with you today. We look like punks because we walk away. And I know that makes us so angry. And people can say, well, if it makes you angry, you're not actualizing compassion. No, not true. We are feeling our emotion. That's why we meditate and pray, so we can let it go. But what our enemies don't understand is why it hurts us so. For some of us, it hurts us because those of us that are compassionate, I'm not there yet, but those of us that are compassionate, we see the potential in the enemy, and if they just use it for good, what they could accomplish. That's love at the highest right there. A lot of us just hand you over to Spirit and say, please take care of them. That's why they get the lesson, right? Or we get sent there and says, okay, I will. I need you to teach them the lesson. And we're like, for real? Us? Yeah, I know. And for those, sometimes that's our family, a spouse, friends, co-workers, and you the one shit on. You the one people are against. But you're not to be a doormat. You're not. That's why you're to love yourself and realize your authenticity, so you can realize your purpose, so you understand when to exit and when to come in. It's for the chosen one, okay? We get so angry, these karmics, these people that were divine turn karmic, sit up in our face or behind our back and do so much dirt because they're weak. Because they don't see their own divinity, and they don't see that they're mirroring how they feel inside because they feel weak and less. But then they use an external factor to try to be over us. What these people don't understand is that we hurt and we cry when we have to walk away. Because we walk away because we know better, and we're better than that. And being better than that sometimes makes you look like a punk. But sometimes you have to take a person down because they don't stop. Now, another reason why we cry and we get upset is because we can honestly destroy you. We can honestly destroy with our energy. We can. And the mere fact that we hold that power and we don't. Do you understand how much resolve that takes to know we can knock you down in a way you never could, yet we don't? Because we're choosing love, and you're too stupid to see it. And some of your enemies do that, so you will unleash it. So then they can spin a story about you, and that's when we blow up. And then you'll look at us like, I got you. No, You didn't get us. You made us slip, but you didn't make us any less than we are in ourselves. I understand. And then you look to God and you're like, why would you let them do that to us? Because it was your test. Just to show you you need a little bit more work. Let me ask you something. I want you to put yourself truly in Jesus' shoes. To be as powerful of a being like that, knowing what you could do. And you could wipe out folks. You could change their will and their mind if you wanted to. But you don't. You just go on. It takes more strength not to destroy than it does to destroy. See, I know how the dark feels. I know how easy it is to do it. I know how easy it is to sit in it, and I know how much it takes to return back to the good, to even want to. I know. I was made to know and experience it. I know I can destroy. I don't. Not because I'm less or weak or whatever. We don't destroy because we're that much stronger. We're that much better. And we're teaching others not to. Now, of course, it's difficult to go up against fear. Love against fear, because love in people's eyes and perception is weak. Look at how the sexes are fighting against each other. When people don't understand, it takes the utmost strength to love, not fear. Fear don't take shit. But anxiety and all that other shit, that's what it creates, right? But to lay down and let someone step on you because there's a bigger purpose. Or to lay down because you know, you can see. See, that's what comes with the blessing of being a chosen or starseed. It is not, and I keep seeing these folks on YouTube, I'm a chosen, I'm a starseed. So fucking what? So what? You're no better than anyone else. It just means your destiny and your path is harder, and you're required to walk in love to bring people back. You are required to know what the word means that was even given. You're required to know the knowledge. You're required. It is mandatory for you. It's a bigger fall for you if you become karmic. It is a bigger karma if you don't fulfill your contract. That's what it means to be chosen in a starseed. Your tests are harder. Your responsibility is more. You dig? So, my loves, I know how hard it is to love those that harm you anyway. But that is required when you're a chosen and a starseed and an indigo child. Indigo children are different than those others. We have a specific purpose for this world. And a lot of the ones they're going after are starseeds and chosens. But a lot of the ones that they try to utterly destroy are indigo children. Money they use to change you. when money don't mean shit, but it's something we need. It's a tool. That is your main tool of the test. That and love. Which one you gonna choose? I tell you. So, I wanted to say I understand. I understand the pain of knowing and looking at someone knowing you have no clue what I could do to you, but I'm not going to. And you walk away and they keep going. Especially those doing magic against you and they think this shit is funny. And then they cause a hardship and you're crying and you're suffering and you're trying to figure out why. Especially the ones that don't do anything to anyone. Because they were taught to be hateful and they're jealous of you because they can't be like you. They can't be beloved like you. And then you ask Divine, when are you going to take it off of me? And it's not done right away. Because you're the catalyst for that person. And the funny thing is, if Spirit didn't think you were strong enough, you wouldn't be. But you are. And in that, their lesson is your lesson. So it has to happen. Like the third party situation, it had to happen. We also know that if we hate, not only do we become karmic, but we lose ourselves, who our true selves are, which is love. We know we're the key. And there are many things that don't want us to be the key. What hit me today was, as above, so below. I want to ask you something. If our world looks like this, what the hell do you think the spirit realm looks like? As above, so below. What is above manifests below. Everyone that thinks, not everyone, excuse me. A lot of people that think of the spirit realm think it's so pristine, it's just heaven. And hell no. There are many realms that fight. There are many things that fight against you, others, cause mayhem, and there's a lot of spirits and gods that don't fucking help, that y'all pray to, y'all honor, and a lot of them don't help. A lot of them don't want to because a lot of them don't see value in humans. Very few do. Because we don't prove ourselves. We don't walk this hard road. See? I think it's Dick Gregory. Say it. We return back clean. We return back whole. We're to know what our lesson is when we're asked. We're to know why we were here. Right? God knew all of this. Source knew all of this. What was going to happen? It's to see what you're going to do. Are you going to call on something? Are you going to do, and when you can't, then you call on something? Are you going to surrender it? Or are you going to do it yourself? What are you going to do? It's all, your life is a test. A test and a testament. It's all up to you. And you manifest it all. Based on your choices and decisions. Like when you play a board game. Based on what you roll. Where you land is what happens. But you control it. God has no hand here. He gave it up. It can't put its hand in unless you call on it to. Then it can for you. For you or what you pray for. So for those of us that have a hard time loving, those who just make a mockery of what my father taught because they don't understand. And some of you chosens don't understand the gravity. Those who make a mockery of others because we walk in love and make fun of you. Those who feel it's right to step on people because they're privileged, who forgot that at any time their shit can be taken away. Those who have died protecting someone else and then made fun of and have forgotten. Those who honor the person but not the work of the person, or forgotten the work of the person. You're taking the right action to walk in love. I told you, the love path is the hardest fucking path on this plane because of who it belongs to, and they test you. That's what they're to do. But it is always to bring you back to you, to your source. Right action is walking in love. I know what Machiavelli said. And that's to get people off your back. You use fear. And sometimes you do have to, for the good of someone else, to save their life, for them to see, for discipline. But many use it for control. There's always a good and bad each side. Your right action, and I want you to listen carefully. Your right action is accepting the lesson. We each go through different lessons. We promised to be here to learn these lessons, to be catalysts for others. And in order to get through it, you gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta still stand tall no matter how many times your ass is beat down. It's like that scene in Rocky when he's talking to his son. It's how many times you can get beat down and keep getting up. And they don't understand how we chosen star season indigo children can keep getting up, keep getting up, right? Though many of us will kill ourselves because we can't take it, we don't see a way out. There is always an exit. That's not that. There's always an exit that's not that. Even if we don't see it, call out for it. Ask to see it. I spoke another time about you got to empty your cup so it could be refilled with the right things. That's when your cup is too fucking full and overflowing with shit. And it needs to be refilled with the right things. And it can be. You have to empty it. You have to give it all over. That's why you do. We have to continue to move in humility. See, karmics don't know how to do that. They feel that money is the currency that gives power over you. But they fail to understand when you lose money, where's your power? Because you attached your power to money. We don't ever lose energy, so our power never fades. We don't forsake love like love forsake. We forsake love. Love doesn't forsake us, right? But then we always go back. That's where our power lies. And love never ends. It's limitless. So that's why when you're karmic, you're limited because you attach your power to something limited. You can't attach your power to love and be limited. And you can't attach your power to love truly and be karmic. See, we're to move in humility. Okay? We're to understand. And we know that a chosen star season indigo children. We know. And karmics know too. You can't do it alone, but the power sources are different. Humility is that. And I want you to see this card. You see that? See, humility is that when someone is kicking you, you don't take it past a certain point. But that don't mean you get up talking shit. You get up and you do fight. You are to fight. You're to fight for love. You're a love warrior. That's what a warrior does. Sometimes you have to kill in love to preserve yourself and those that you love or to save another life. Yeah, sometimes you do. See, I told you people don't know what love is. Love is all good, bad, ugly, terrible, great. It's all because it's all lessons in all situations and it's what you will choose. Our hard part is being humble when someone is using ego against us, and that is what makes us cry. That is what makes us cry. Not because you hurt us necessarily. That's part of it. What makes us hurt and cry is what we have to bear from you, from that enemy, from that ignorant person. That's what makes us hurt, is what we have to bear, that embarrassment, that pain, that suffering. But my loves, look what my Father bore. You didn't think that you were going to have to bear it yourself? Of course you do. That's what it means to be chosen and a star seed and an indigo child. My Father showed you. It's not glory. You're not to be glorified. If you're in it for that, you're not one. It's not to be glorified. You don't walk it like he did. You walk it like you. But you experience something similar. And you also have your own pilots and pilot's wife over your life who wash their hands clean that could help. You also have those saying, leave them alone, don't touch them, and they do anyway. You have your own Pharisees, Sadducees, and shit. You have your own. How are you walking it? Again, humility in suffering can be the hardest fucking lesson, especially for someone who had ego. And they have to learn that so that they understand. And in order for them to understand, sometimes they have to whip on you. Yeah, I know. I know. You are extraordinary. Let me explain why. Because you took the right action and you were humble. You chose not to destroy. You didn't choose revenge. You chose justice. There's a difference. Revenge is wanting to take someone down to humiliate them. And it's funny. Isn't it interesting? Humility, humbleness, humiliate. Revenge humiliates. But if you just listen to how we broke down the word humility, or what it means, not broke it down, what it means to be humble. When you humiliate someone, you humble them, but the intention behind it is ego. The circle repeats. That's what revenge does, right? But when you use justice, That's just someone getting their just desserts, whether it's spirit doing it, you doing it, source doing it, whatever. That's just you getting your just desserts and hopefully them learning the lesson. You are extraordinary because you chose to walk the path of love, the path of my Father. You chose to take up your cross, not his cross, your cross. That you said, I'm going to bear this to learn what I need to learn so I can return clean. I'm going to bear this cross. And at times we fall like my father did, and he would call out to his father. As I call out to my Father, I open that channel, that portal, so the hand can come in by calling on my Father. You're extraordinary because a lot of you are blocked on YouTube and these things because they're owned by them. A lot of you are blocked on Facebook and Instagram. You think I don't know? I'm fucking blocked. I know. They don't let my stuff be seen. They don't want you waking up. I know. And you're trying, and you're trying, and you're pushing hard, and you feel like you can't push against the machine. Baby, machines break. One energy blast. Boop. You're extraordinary because you don't quit. You don't know how. Some of us just don't know how. You are exemplifying spirit. That's why you're extraordinary. See, let me explain something. When you exemplify spirit, you're not shitting on the dark. You're letting the dark know, I took your lesson. I transmuted your lesson. I made it my own. Yeah, it beat me the fuck up. But I made it my own. And it took me to the light. You can't get to the light being light. You get to the light from coming out the dark. And like the prodigal son, we all return. Karmics or chosens, doesn't matter. Celebrates all. And I know you got chosens. What you mean it doesn't matter? I did the work. I did this. You helped them get there. You were a part of it. Sit your fucking ego down. Sit down. No one is better than the other. I don't care. My Father told you. The servant is not higher than the master. And the master is not higher than the servant because each one needs one. Do you know, as a teacher, I learn more from my students than my students learn from me. Because they teach me how to teach them. Same thing with the world. The world teaches me what they need to know to teach them. Them teach me what I need to teach them. I also teach them. Even though they kick my knees in. They fuck my heart up. They try to mangle my body, all with magic. And then turn a blind eye like, we didn't do nothing. We don't have time for that, please. They put you on blacklists so you can't get jobs. So you have to crawl to them. And they pat you on the head. I knew you'd be back. Some of us would rather die than come to you. Because we understand our assignment. And our assignment has nothing to do with you. Them have existed so long that they have screwed up. And then now, they've existed even beyond their understanding, and that's why they don't understand how you can love yourself. And notice, self-love is a grown self walking with a little self. and that relationship inside of you. And they really don't understand how you can carrying your cross. Do you, though, understand? Do you see the cycle and how strong you are to carry your cross, to go through the humiliation like my father? Think about what happened when my father carried his cross after he was beat. He was beaten in front of everyone, like many of us are. He carried his cross, didn't complain. He understood the assignment. And Satan was right there, cheering them on, making them, trying to make him say, no, I'm not going to do my path. He was too confident. Isn't that what they say about you? You too confident? You too strong? You too strong-willed? Why is that a threat? Why is that a threat? Why are we a threat if we're not bothering you? Because they can't control will if we don't willingly give it over. So we turned our will inside and loved ourselves. We see our power. We self-generate. We're a generating power source. Thank you, confirmation. We're a generating power source. Self-generating power source. We don't need to succumb to theirs. That's why. But we are far from compassion. I am. Not far, but because the anger, and that's what they prey on. Then they use fear. If you paid attention to Star Wars, and you really got to look at the spiritual implications of Star Wars, in particular Anakin, that fear of losing his mother and not seeing her again led to anger, because the mind was showing him what was happening to her. And it led to anger, which led to hate. When on the other side is detachment and understanding your purpose and your course. And when people hurt you or you lose people unjustly, like the 2nd year anniversary of the school shooting, school shootings. Oh, and that angers me. That hurts my heart when children are harmed. I get angry. Angry. You have to detach. You have to meditate and pray. And you have to send love to those families, those souls. You have to send love. Because if you stay in that anger, it'll turn to hate of people. No. Those people have to be healed too. All you're going to do with that hate is keep it going. And that's what them do. And then they come in like a fake-ass savior. Let me show you how you fix this. And they make you gain money to use power, right? Now, it is good when it's for good and making real positive change. I told you money is the catalyst, right? What do you do with it? Do you make positive change for the world? Or do you try to control people for your gain? You understand? Now a lot of chosens are going to get their finances because it's time for us to make the change. But some of you are going to change to their side because you never had it. You don't know what to do with it. Right? And some of you look down on others that can't seem to get it. Let me explain that. Some are not meant to have it. Some are, but they have to figure out what to do with it. Material status don't mean shit. But a lot of people judge people on material status, including the church, because you used to be able to buy your sins away. Who was the one wearing all the gold? The fucking priests, pastors, and everything else. My father told you, you walk like a pauper. He told you. Since you want to say what commandments and shit we got to follow, you supposed to be like a pauper. You ain't supposed to have a fucking Benz and shit. You ain't supposed to have all this gold on. You ain't supposed to have that lavish house. Abundance, yes. Abundance. But he told you. Money don't mean shit. And you have to move like a pauper. Like he did. Why? Because that's an attachment. You're not to have attachments. You're not to attach to anything like Buddha said. Because attachments, like Star Wars, leads to the dark side. You start doing this and finding more value in that than in people. And your job is people. So divine love is still missing from us. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin the love affair with spirit. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. That is still missing among a lot of the chosen to star seeds. There's nothing wrong with having material wealth. It's what you do with it. It is your intention behind it. Everything is based on your intention. It's your intention behind it. It is your intention. What do you do with it? And even when you do have it, where does your real power come from? Are you going to act like the very enemy that embarrassed you, that made you get on that self-love journey that you otherwise wouldn't have been on? Because for some of you, you were putting them over you. You put them on a pedestal higher than you. I bought into the, oh, he's better than me because he has this, this, and this. And then I had to sit and look at myself, really? Really? Or do you get it, divine? And I'm like, oh, I get it. Never mind. And then it was like, yeah, love thyself more. And I did. No one is higher than me, and I'm not a little higher than anyone I serve. I'm a servant. As gifted and talented and everything else, I know my assignment. I accept my assignment. Do I get angry at my cross? Fuck yeah, I get angry at my cross. I'm still living on this plane, but I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I know this. Yeah, I get angry. Do I get angry at the people that traded my people? Hell yeah. But do I still have to love them? Yes, I do. I still have to love the liars and the thieves and the killers. I still have to love them and not judge them. Because I understand they're ignorant and they don't know. Is it hard? Fuck yeah, it's hard. Yes, it is. Do I get angry sometimes because I have to? Yes, I do. I am not perfect. I'm perfectly flawed for me, but I am 100% authentically me. And I will admit that to anybody. And I don't give a damn who doesn't like it, who wants to cancel me. I don't give a damn. I can cancel you as much as you cancel me. You ain't higher than me. So, well, you need to be like, you don't know how the fuck I need to be because you don't know what my assignment is to know. Don't tell me how I have to be. You don't know. Your soul tribe will help you, though, be better. Your soul tribe will not judge you. Those for you will not judge you. They will help you when you're kicked down. They will help you thrive. They will help pick you up. They will remind you, be authentic in love. It's okay. Your spirit can take it. We got you. You understand? My loves, you are extraordinary because you loved yourself. That was the first piece of anyone's assignment, is loving yourself. That is piece number one. That leads you to your right action. And the right action is done in humility. But some of you are not detaching. So the divine love, the connection, is not completely strong yet. Don't destroy. I know we can. Don't. Don't. If you use the dark, you use it in a way that's for the light. We learn from the dark places. We apologize when we're wrong, but we use it for the light. And you may say, well, Divine, how can you use the dark for the light? You don't fucking think Satan does God's work? I told you that. It's here for a reason. It still does its work whether it knows it is or not. These deals and shit that was made on you, you don't think that was done for a reason? That was already preordained to happen to you. Which means the dark was used for the light anyway. Duh. Y'all look beyond. Nothing is here and made by mistake. Nothing. Nothing. The dark does the light's work. So you can recognize the dark. To know when to move to the light. That's why karmics are allowed to become divine again. They don't just stay in karmic unless they choose to. And they will be handled in divine timing. But a lot of things got to play out because sometimes a lot of people are involved. You are not forgotten because you were forsaken. You are not forgotten because you were forsaken. You are not forgotten because you were humiliated. You are not forgotten because you were stepped on. You are not forgotten because you were used as a doormat for somebody. You are not forgotten because your spouse cheated on you and left you for somebody else. You are not forgotten because your family didn't understand you and didn't know how to help you or raise you up because no one else in your fucking family understood. You are not forgotten because you were bullied in school and no one could see your worth, or maybe that one teacher or that one friend you had. You are not forgotten because you walk alone so much and you wish there were people who understood you, but they don't understand you and they mistreat you because they're jealous of you because they don't understand and they don't know your assignment, but they don't understand how they're helping you become that beautiful, extraordinary being, how they're treating you. You are not forgotten. Ever. Let me tell you. You're never forgotten. You're loved that much to be given the chance to come back home. The path is hard. It is meant to be hard. Until you call in your help, your team. It hears you. It knows. It sees. But sometimes it's waiting to see what we're going to do to help first. How we're going to raise up for you first before it comes in. That's why it sent us. You're not forgotten when you are passed over for that promotion that should have been yours. You're not forgotten when you were placed on that blacklist for work or for school. because you make real change. And they want it to stay the same so they can capitalize. It will balance out. But I want to tell you, I know that pain. You are not forgotten when you could choose to destroy, and you don't. That's when you remember the most. My loves, please don't give up. Please don't. I know it's hard. Don't give up. I can't. And I see it all the time. You're loved so much. All of you. You have no clue. And you have no clue who and what is fighting for you. You would be surprised if you knew. You really would. I hope this message brings comfort to someone, especially those who feel so down. I feel you. I feel your pain. I know. I walk it with you. I understand. I do. But now is your time to show them how it's to be done right. In love, not hate, not revenge, not vengeance. Remember, my father said it is your own kind that won't understand you. It was his own kind that handed him over. He got it. You're just walking a similar path and bearing your own cross. I understand. And you're allowed to put it down. Rest for a moment. And pick it back up. That's why when you see the 4 swords and it says rest, that's when you're putting it down. So you can pick it back up to keep carrying it on. Even my father had to put it down sometimes because it was too heavy. Until others had to carry it. You understand? All right, my loves. I love you. This had to be said. My father wanted it said to you. Please like, share, especially share this to someone who's hurting, who needs healing. I know. I know. I know when we lose our loved ones unfairly. I know. There's a lesson in it. I promise you, there's a lesson in it. And you're just as loved more then than when you're just walking. I know. I feel it. I know. You're not alone. Spirit, make sure you aren't. You have people like me that feels it with you. I love you. Even my enemies, I love you. I may not want to, but I'm called to. So I do. I just wish, enemies, that you would see your own worth and your true power is not attached to something physical. You're going to get tired of it. I wish you would see your real potential in you. It is not what man is teaching you real potential is. Your real power is attached to love. If you were strong enough and knowledgeable enough to carry your cross instead of trying to give it to someone else to carry. You trying to make us double up, carry ours and yours. No, you're to carry your own. And that's why you won't get in. And the true blessings of abundance. You may have $50 million. If you walked with real abundance, you would have more. And you may want to ask me, why would I have more if I walked with true abundance? Money is true abundance. No. Here's why. And Frank Hamilton said it, Neotech, not his son. Because if everyone prospers, everyone shares. No one is needing. No one is needing. And you get more when you give. You get more when you give. That's one beautiful Chinese philosophy I love. Whenever you get an item from China, they give you something extra. That's a gift. That's how you keep business going, like in the olden days. It was more ruthless. But it was also among certain cultures, you would give and barter. And you would know you got value from certain people more than what you paid for. And those are the ones you go back to because you trust them more. And that's why business is failing. Real business benefits everyone, and everyone prospers. And when everyone prospers, you have more than what you have now when you make people serve. That's abundance. But the cowards don't understand that. They will. They just keep the chosens weak and poor to try to prove a point. Look at the businesses that keep giving. Look at those who give more than what they receive. And then you tell me how much they actually have. All right, my loves. Spirit wanted that said. I love you. Only together will this heal and will this change. That's why I'm willing to love my enemies. Because we need this to change. We need these cycles to end. Take these words to heart. They're from my Father. May you find healing on your path. May you find those to walk with you. May you always find love inside. Blessings to you. You will get through this. I know you will. All right, my loves, you have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.